Hello there, welcome to a new episode of PlayHead podcast. I am Nemo from the YouTube channel Dr. Nemo, and I'm here today with Sami from Aim by Frame. How are you doing, Sami?
Hey everyone, it's been a while. It's been good though.
Great to hear. So this is the third episode of this podcast in which Sami and I chat about what it's like to be early stage YouTubers. Today we're gonna mainly talk about three things. We would like to talk about the promotion of content, how do we promote content, do we use social media, what kind of content do we post there, and how much energy do we put into this process and how important we think it is. We're going to talk a little bit about consolidating, but first maybe building and consolidating our community of people that follow us, but also what is our relationship to communities of creators in our own niche. Are we in contact with other people that do similar things to us? Are there actually communities? Are we alone in the things we do or not? And so that's the plan for today. So Sami, do you promote your content, or do you just put stuff online and you just let the algorithm do everything?
Oh, I definitely promote my content just because I feel after I post it, I'm like, how are people gonna watch this? Like my subscribers aren't enough. So I need to find a way to share it everywhere, especially in the very start. Because when you first upload, you only have 3 to 5 friends that follow you on this channel because you asked them to or something like that. So you desperately try, okay, how can I get eyes on this? So I'm like, okay, let's go to Reddit pages. And Reddit, I just see a bunch of self-promo pages and a bunch of small YouTuber pages. And I'm like, hey, folks, I made this video about this, if you're interested to watch. Sometimes I just post a link if it's just a straight up self-promo. Oh, and on my Instagram, I do a short, a couple of images from the video, as one post, and then another post where it's like a reel from that video. Sometimes maybe the opening, I would restructure it into an eye-catching reel. And on my previous long-form video, I actually did a paid promotion for Instagram.
Okay.
I took the opening and I was like, I really want eyes on this because for a while I thought this was gonna be my last video that I make on the channel. So I was like, go big or go home, and I want to make sure it gets as decent amount of views as possible. So I was like, yeah, might as well pay for promotion, and people would get it as a sponsored post with a link that directly goes to the channel. But then the video did really well, and I was like, oh, I can continue making content. So that's nice. But it was the only time I ever did a paid post for a video. And I'm like, I wonder if I do it again. I'm not really sure. It is the video that got the most views, but to be honest, it also got a lot of collaborators on that video. So that also helped. But outside of that, I'm trying my best to promote videos via collaborations these days. I try to contact people that are in the same niche, that have a slightly larger audience than I do, just to make it approachable. And the previous one, I aimed for the moon, and it went for a bunch of YouTubers that had 1 million subs and stuff like that. And thankfully, one actually agreed, and that was really nice of them. And it helped out. But I'm also nowadays I'm actually kind of interested in helping out. If my channel continues to do well, hopefully in the future, I'd actually build a better community by helping out smaller creators. Like if I come across a creator that's smaller than me that has that does interesting content, and I'm like, well, a lot of bigger YouTubers help me, so might as well help the people that I enjoy their content that I don't think are getting the recognition they like. I think it would help build not just a community, but also a sense of motivation for people that want to create interesting and entertaining works. And I'm like, I like seeing people create stuff, so might as well have that. I'm trying to figure out if I would just find the individuals themselves on my own, and then maybe message them, hey, would you like to take part? Or do
Mm-hmm.
I do it like a challenge thing on my community posts? I would create a community post. Hey, if you're a small YouTuber and you're creating content in a similar niche that I am, maybe
Mm-hmm.
just reviews, maybe just talking about obscure or lost media, hey, just send me let me know in the comments, say check out my video, so and so, and if I like your content, I'll have you do a small cameo, like
Mm-hmm.
reading quotes or stuff like that. Very easy, very simple, and I would shout you out at the end of the video, because I think collaborations are much better than just simple shout outs for small channels.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Yeah, I feel like shout outs. I mean, so far, like my YouTube channel is very small, but the only thing that really pushed the numbers up in terms of subs, well, it was. I don't know if we talked about this on. Did we talk about this in the podcast already? Like it was posting something on 9gag at a time.
Yes, it was. You posted something. You posted your introduction to your
Yeah, the
channel on
animated
9gag.
intro sequence. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where I saw it. I think I saw the still image of your channel profile picture at the time,
Okay.
and you just wrote the description of what you do, and I just really liked finding new creators and small
Mm-hmm.
creators. So I'm like, awesome! I'll subscribe. I'll check it out. And then Austin McConnell did his
Mm-hmm.
5 cool channels under 1,000 subs videos. And I was like, I went to one of your videos. I'm like, hey, this other channel that I really like does shout outs. If you think,
Mm-hmm.
if you, the audience member, think like the channel is like worth it and you want to see it grow, maybe go comment on Austin's post and he can give you a shout out. And thankfully it worked. And that's
Yeah.
how you and even Travis from
Mm-hmm.
Curious Tangents at the time got a shout out,
Mm-hmm.
and a few others. Although, yeah, eventually Austin made another video about why he doesn't do shoutouts anymore, because a lot of channels didn't really benefit all that much from those small shoutouts because they went and subscribed, but maybe they weren't into the content specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And that helped for a while, but then the audience then died out a little bit. And it did happen with a lot of the smaller channels. That's why I'm like, I talked about, okay, collaborations might be a much better option than shoutouts, because one, you get to actually show people a little bit of yourself in a collaboration, as well as the people that you collaborate with. If they're in the same niche, the audience is obviously gonna like what you do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I agree with you. So far, my channel has grown by, like, there are 2 events that made it grow a little bit. It was this post on 9gag, but I'm talking about, at the time it was big, but it was probably like a few, maybe 100 people or something like that, 100 people. But then the shout out by Austin, I don't know, like I had a jump in like 4,000 subscribers, something like that. But yeah, after that, it never really changed. So I've been on with 6,000 subscribers for a very, very long time now. I'm not sure if it's an effect of the shout out or if it's, I don't know, I'm just not lucky enough and I don't have viral content so far. But yeah, I mean, like it worked, and I'm glad it happened. But yeah, I also put a lot of energy in other ways of trying to promote the channel on my side, especially before. Now I might change strategy, but I was putting stuff on, little pictures of behind the scenes with like on Instagram. Then I would post my video on LinkedIn, which is a weird thing, but also I felt like I had a lot of people connecting with me on LinkedIn, like more than I have on Instagram or more than I have
LinkedIn is not a weird place to share your content, specifically if your content is of high quality and like it's an actual stuff that you consider to be actual work.
Yeah.
And you're like, you want people in an industry to pay attention to it. because my content. Sorry, I'm butting in. Sorry, I'll let you finish your thought. My content is specifically documentary style videos. So I have a lot of filmmakers following me and filmmakers in the industry, as well as like editors and people that work in companies and advertisements. And I put in like as much effort as I can in the presentation and the quality, just to make people in my own industry look like, oh, he knows what he's doing, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
The one comment I might get is that it's negative is people in like specifically audio engineers or recordists, because my audio quality has dropped after I destroyed my old microphone. I bought the cheapest one that I could afford just to make it decent enough, and I stopped using like a room that's designed to like remove the echo and reverb and all that stuff. So I'm just recording either in my room or in my or in the dining room or or living room or wherever it's the most quiet. So I'm like, oh damn, okay, I need to fix the audio eventually in the future. But LinkedIn is very nice because people who know what they're doing in my field can actually look at it, and I can make connections via that. Be like, oh, this is really good. I'm gonna say, let me send you an email. Let's talk for future projects, stuff like that. So I found LinkedIn to be very helpful.
That's cool. Yeah. So far, I don't know how useful it has been to me. I feel like on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter X, I've been just maybe putting a few images, some stills from the video, and then just putting out the link to the video. But I feel like I'm targeting mostly the people who are already following me, and it's more like, hey, it's an extra notification for them. But I don't really feel like I'm promoting my content beyond the community that I already have. And on that side, I never really did anything except for that one time on 9gag, and I'm not even sure where to start if I really wanted to, like you talk about paid promotion, and it feels a bit like gambling to me, but maybe I should start doing that a little bit. Or maybe the only thing that I did before was with so I have this format in which I talk about movie monsters and how some of their features are analogous to features of organisms that do exist. In particularly, I can think of Predator and The Thing. And at the time, I went on Reddit and I went on the page of those, the people that, like, I don't know, like the subreddit of Predator or The Thing. And there I will explain what I was doing, and I shared my videos there. And so I think that was the first time that I, try to target people that are outside already the community that I have. I'm not really sure. I mean, it's very hard for me when I don't make a lot of views in general, and the audience that I reach is very small, and so looking at fluctuations is not very. I would say it's not flagrant. How do you say flagrant in English?
Fragrant, right? I think fragrant. I think fragrant has a different meaning.
It's just that it's you can't really see. I don't feel like with the numbers that I have, I can really see the impact, for example, of how much posting on Reddit or here or on LinkedIn really changes the numbers. But I think one day when I have a little bit more numbers of views, maybe I can really see the difference. But right now it feels like there are already fluctuations between videos, and I don't know if they are actually because of where I posted some promotion content for it so far. But also maybe I don't have enough views in general to know.
Is blatant the word you were looking for?
Blatant. Yeah, blatant. Yeah, so I don't know now what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna try to do something maybe similar to you, and cut pieces of the video to make kind of a trailer for the video, or maybe make how do you call it? Like a little sidekick video. I don't know how to call this. It's like you have like the main video 15 minutes long, and then you can make a 1 minute video, which is essentially a short. They talk about one aspect of the video, and you change the format. You make it like a short, right?
Yes, a short. You can either call it a teaser or just clip from the video. Clip the video from the main video.
But then finishing with, okay, if you want to know more, and then you can push them to go and watch, the longer video. So I think it would actually be useful, and it would be something to add to the process of creation of a single video. And the same way you think of a video, you think of the thumbnail, and you think of a title, you can also think of a 1 minute video in which you take clips maybe, or even you re-record something different to push people to go and see it. I think that would make sense in today's age of shorts and short content in general. And I would probably do that on Instagram, YouTube, and I should use TikTok more ish, and post content there too. Do you have a TikTok?
I do have a TikTok, although my TikTok is mostly dead, except for every one or so video for some reason gets a ton of traction. I had one video about a Chicken Little movie sequel that never happened. And I think it's because the deleted the animatics that they were working on had been leaked at the time that I made the video about it, and I showed some of those animatics. It actually gained a lot of traction. It was the first short form content that gained 100,000 views, and like that's compared to the majority of my videos that barely get 500, 200 views per upload. So I'm like, oh wow, this blew up. And it really makes me want to be like, I need to find more ways to be more relevant to the current topics, because I focus on obscure and lost media. So it's always a challenge to be like, okay, what's gonna make people click on this? What's gonna make people interested in this? Because I always try to do this. I always try to relate it to something that's currently popular. Because if it's just focusing on people in the obscure niche, and I don't have that much of an audience, it's gonna be very little views for now. But if I can figure out how to connect that obscure niche to something very popular and topical, maybe that can help be my clickbait, basically. I don't want to bait people per se. It would be my attention grabber. That's much better than saying clickbait for me. I'm not tricking them. I'm actually making what you see in the title is what you get.
Do you enjoy the process of promoting your content? For me, it feels more like extra work I don't want to do. And I really do not enjoy it. I think it's very frustrating. And if I could hire someone to do anything for the channel, I think the first thing would be just promote my stuff. Just find a way of promoting my stuff anywhere you can. But if there could be one aspect of the pipeline processing, not processing pipeline, I'm talking neuroscience now, like this creation pipeline, I think it would be promotion for me. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know if the first thing I would get is for people to promote the content, but yeah, it definitely feels it's very annoying, mostly because since we're small channels, the views don't come in vast numbers at first. They come in very slowly, and then you feel like, oh my god, is nobody going to watch this? Did I work so long for people not to watch this? So I try to share it everywhere I can, and you feel a little bit sad when it's like, where else can I put this here? And for my latest video, I finally finished the documentary I was doing on the first adult Arabic animated film, and I even managed to get an interview with the director and all that. So I felt very proud of it. I managed. I posted it on r/videos and asked my friends to like, hey, please, can you upload this Reddit post because a lot of people don't on r/videos tend to downvote a lot of stuff that they don't recognize and stuff like that. And people in general just don't like self-promotions on places that aren't meant for self-promotion. But because I was very careful on what subreddits to share it to and not to oversaturate the posts, I was like, well, this video is good enough to be interesting for to be posted on something that's not meant for self-promotion, because anybody else could have posted it on there as well. But I did share it on there. It didn't get much traction. It got like 4 upvotes. But one commenter was like, hey, you're really good. You don't need to post it on here. Make your own community, dude. Start building your own community. I was like, you know what? That user is right. Delete the post, and I'll try to share it elsewhere. Thankfully, I tried after a few community posts and some TikTok and Instagram shares, as well as because the topic was very caught the attention of a lot of local artists. They managed a blog post also here in my region, Lebanon. They saw it and they were like, and a friend, a casual acquaintance technically, saw my video and they're like, I work for this blog post and we're looking for content to share, and the topic about your video is really nice, so we made an article about that movie and we're also going to share your video as well, if that's
very
okay
cool.
with you. I was like, go ahead, yeah, I'd love that. And yeah, that helped also a little bit. What I really like about the latest video, and I think that's going to help with my community building, is that I always like sharing my playlist. Like, there's the joke that James Gunn in his movies only makes movies to share his playlists, because that's what his movies feel like. They feel like, oh my god, best of James Gunn's favorite soundtrack,
just a mixtape,
stuff like that. Yeah, and I'm like, honestly, I feel the same way. I'm always interested in sharing some of my own, some of the local music that I listen to and stuff like that. And because the topic was about my region and the movie was very specifically made in my country and people from my country have made it, I was like, every time I see my country depicted in movies, for most of the time, it's always very stereotypical Oriental music. Like, it merges all the regions together, and I'm like, let me show you guys what I listen to in this region, and like what I associate with the region when it comes to music. So I used a remix of a very old classical Arabic song that was, I think it was not the same song that was in Moon Knight. In Moon Knight, they used a lot of Arabic music for the end credits. Yeah. And they used one from the same album that I also picked another song from. I'm in contact with the artist, so I asked them, hey, may I use the instrumental version of this track that you used? And they're like, go ahead. So I used that song. I got in contact with another band and I asked them hey, I really like your music, and when I cut to the country, I would like to play that specific song. And they were like, go ahead, make sure. But if you get a copyright claim, we might not be able to help you, because now somebody else owns the rights and stuff like that. But we're very cool with it. And I'm like, no problem. I think because I have permission from you, I can take screenshots of our conversations and send it to whoever copyright claims it. Thankfully, I haven't received 0 copyright claims.
That's good.
And I got 2 other friends of mine that make music. And I was like, hey, can I use your tracks? And they're like, yeah. And eventually, when I finished the video, I'm like, but I have 4 songs. That's not that enough songs to make a large playlist, but it's a start. So I made a playlist for those 4 songs. One of them wasn't available on YouTube, sadly, so I told them to go in the description of the playlist. I was like, this song isn't available here on YouTube, so you can go and check it out on SoundCloud. And I shared that playlist, and I thought it was fun. And I thought it was a fun way to add something to your video. Yeah, you get a bonus almost Like after you watch the video, you can go check out the music that I used, and it's like music from different artists. And when you listen to these artists, you're like, oh, I found more artists that I can add to my playlists and stuff like that, so they can discover their music catalog and stuff. So hopefully that becomes a reoccurring thing. I need to think, but it's gonna take a lot of time to get permission or license music for videos if I want to continue doing stuff like that. For royalty free music and that stuff, I'm not gonna make a playlist for it.
But it's a form of collaboration, right? Like when you ask their permission, it's like you're collaborating the same way you have cameos or other stuff. I think then you're connecting with other through your media. You're connecting with other through your content. You're connecting with other creators, and it's like you're creating a little web, a little network, and maybe they like what you do, and they might talk about it on their own Instagram or at the next concert. Who knows? And you can get more sources of new subscribers. And I think the more we connect, the more we create, we make collaborations with other, the higher the chances that we get more subs, because we simply have more connections, more inflow sources, essentially. Yeah, it's also just fun and beautiful. So
it also shows that eventually, like when we're creating content, even when we're working on our own, we still use the talents of others to help make our videos the best they can be, even if it feels like we're just sitting on our own, filming everything, recording everything, doing the research for everything. Eventually we're using a lot of material that is made by other people, that is like the auteur, well, what is it called? The auteur myth?
The auteur myth?
Like the auteur myth? I think it's called that. It's the idea that being an actual auteur, that you're the single person who created and invented everything, but that has to do with your own project, or it's kind of a myth, because you will always have influences and help from others.
Yeah, everything is transformed. Yeah. Cool. I said that when you were talking about, people saying, "Oh, make your own community." So, what is your relationship to the idea of making your own community beyond YouTube? Like, for example, I do have a Discord. I have a Patreon. Like, are those things that you have? Would you like to have them? Do you think it's important? Maybe you don't have the time. I don't know. So, what do you think?
Yes, very early on, actually. I think I was still like a couple of like 500 subscribers, something like that. I made a Discord for like some of the viewers, and I tried to get. There were only like 10 people on it, to be honest. It wasn't really much of a Discord, and like 3 of them were friends of mine, and they didn't really care all that much. I just needed some people on that. I really needed a place to like do community announcements, mostly because I really don't like Twitter. I don't want to use Twitter. I had a Twitter for a while, mostly because I would try to share stuff on there, as well as like try to get in contact with some people that I couldn't find anywhere. Eventually I got sick and tired of like a lot of the yelling and screaming that people do on there, so I ended up deleting that as well. So I'm like, I was sticking with Discord for a while, trying to share a lot of material there and make sure and ask how's everybody doing. But I wasn't really planning to do on anything community based, like maybe game nights or movie nights or stuff like that. I know a lot of people in these communities do like a watch along or stuff like that, and they do a live stream, and they see people in the Discord share stuff and all that But I'm gonna be honest, I never had the motivation to do something like that. And not to mention, I started hearing very scary stories of people who went through like nightmare Discord. I don't like people just harassing them on Discord, or like stalking them and stuff like that. And you can scare me very easily, by the way. So eventually when YouTube had the community post option available to me, I was very happy. And I told everybody on Discord, all the 10 people, and I'm like, hey, the Discord is too small and we're not really, and it's kind of dead. We're not really doing much about on here. So in like a few weeks or like a month, I'm gonna shut it down and I'm just gonna focus on the community posts, just to announce stuff and write small tweets and stuff like that. Instead of using Twitter, I just use my community posts. And that's what I've been doing ever since. I deleted the old Discord and I'm just focusing on that.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. That total sense. Oh, now my screen just turned off. It makes total sense. I opened. I don't remember when I opened the Discord. I think I opened the Discord probably at the time of the shout out. But the shout out was also just maybe 3 or 4 months after I think I opened the channel. So I didn't have
what the
much
irony
fun.
is?
Mm-hmm.
You know what the irony is?
No,
I
I
just
don't.
said how Discord started scaring me because of all the stories that I heard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm the one who recommended you to open a Discord.
Oh, you did?
In the community, in one of your community, not in community posts, I think in your comment section or something like that, you're like, hey, how do you... No, it was a community post, I think. I don't remember exactly,
Maybe
but you were asking the audience how would you like if I made maybe like I don't know, a Twitch or something, or like to connect with the audience and stuff like that. And I'm like, hey, I'm on a lot of YouTubers Discords, Discord pages, and you didn't know what Discord was at the time. And I was like, oh yeah, the Discord is for communities. It's mainly for gaming, but now it grew as a place to like make almost like a group chat for communities, and you can share stuff and do events and stuff like that. And that's when you opened your Discord right after. And now I'm like, oh, Discord might be a nightmare. I'm like,
I like it.
Yeah,
I think.
But for now I have like a very like my old Discord, because I used to join a lot of like small YouTuber, a bunch of small YouTuber pages and a bunch of like different community pages. I ended up getting a lot of spam mails. Like a lot of people that contact me, hey, you subscribe to my not safe for work content and stuff like that. And I'm like, who are you? Block. Yeah, and stuff like that. Like stuff that is completely unrelated. Like I was in a Lost Media Discord group, and I just get contacted by somebody that wants to share their OnlyFans, and I'm like, what does this have to do with the other? I'm like, not into that at this time. So I eventually deleted that Discord profile, and I'm like, I'm gonna make a new one, and I'm gonna make sure it looks professional, and I'm just gonna follow the channels that I need to follow for work, or for like specific communities that I really want to be a part of, and make sure it's not filled with slop. So now I have my very current one, and it's and I just use it for work.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think, well, first of all, I want to say that I forgot about you suggesting Discord, but I also feel like, oh, you've contributed so much to this channel. It should be called Dr. Nemo and Sami at this point. And yeah, so Discord, I love Discord. I think we had way more people at the time of the shout out, and then I've been in a hiatus for like 2 years because of my PhD and everything. And so I think also if people are inactive on a Discord, they just get kicked out or something like that, or maybe just if their account is inactive for a bit, then they get kicked out. And a lot of people now are leaving at the same time, and I don't necessarily think they're leaving on purpose, but it's just that those are just inactive accounts. But it's been fun. Like, I would like to start using it again. I've been using it to make, of course, to promote the content, but also to tell a bit about the behind the scenes, so people know what's going on. But people also have been part of the creative process, whether I'm asking them, oh, can you tell me which thumbnails you prefer, or if people have just some questions, scientific questions I want to answer, it's a direct line that is, it's more accessible to me. It's easier to access compared to people wanting to contact me through YouTube, for example. They would have to use comments or community posts whenever I talk about a certain thing or ask them. But if I don't ask them, then it's harder for them to contact me. And I think the Discord is a nice place for people to just write me or write to the community in general. It's a nice feeling. I think it's also cool that people contribute not only to thumbnails by asking questions that I should answer in videos. They also have this thing where they make memes out of Dr. Nemo, or they write their own lore, almost fan fiction. And sometimes I can take some aspects of some stories that they have written or some characters that they have created and put them into a YouTube video, and so their character they created becomes canon or something like that, right? And I can think of the intro of the video on The Thing has a character called Catgirl Nemo, which is a meme on the channel on the Discord server, and it's fun how just this interplay with the community, where the community also creates stuff essentially on the channel, and creates this sense that the channel is mine, but it's also theirs. It's also the community's, and I like that. The only thing, and I join you on that aspect that is a bit scary of Discord, is the sense that if you have a Discord and there are like, I don't know, right now there are 100 people, but I could have like 10,000 people on the Discord, and all those people are there, of course, because they like the content that I create, and they do find a sense of community regarding this curiosity they have for biology or cephalopods or whatever. But they're also there because they like me, they like my character. And there's a certain sense of responsibility, when like 1,000 of people are just gathering together, and, some people might start doing bad things, as you say, like harassing or stalking, or, I don't know, just exchanging very bad ideas. And now you have a community that has your name, that is born in your name, and I do feel that there's a certain sense of responsibility for that. There are certain rules that you can have, and I'm very lucky that since the beginning there have been a few mods, people that are completely volunteer, that are happy to help in moderating the server, and this is super important, and I'm super grateful. And if they are listening, thank you people. But yeah, it can get scary, I think, when but also I think it's the same when you have like a big YouTube channel, and then you have a lot of people commenting, and among those people that follow you, you might actually see that some people have bad ideas or values you don't agree with. But here it's even more tangible when you're on Discord, because you can talk to them, you can see those ideas take shape, and people interacting, and sometimes I guess it might go in a bad direction, and everything is under the label of, in this case, of Dr. Nemo's Discord server, right? So that is a little scary, this sense of it's beautiful to have this sense of community, and to have this form of collaboration almost with people that enjoy the content that you do, but sometimes it can put you in difficult situations, I think. So that was for the building, the consolidating the community. You were talking a little bit about you posting on Los Media Reddit or something like that. Are you very much in contact with not in this case your own community, but the community of creators that are in the same niche as you, like people that talk about, I don't know, movies and TV shows and lost media? Do you actually watch the content of those other creators in the first place, and then are you in contact with them? And how do you keep in touch with them? Like, could be Reddit, could be a Discord, could be, I don't know, maybe you just have single emails and you just do a Zoom call sometimes.
Yeah, so it's basically that. It's people that I watch their content, that I enjoy their content, and it's my collaborators. I think the first one that was in my niche was called Scribbles to Screen, and he makes content on lost media specifically. I think I first discovered his channel via his Shrek video about like the lost Shrek in the original Shrek before Michael Myers became the voice, and they switched up all the animation style. At first, it was supposed to be motion capture, and I started watching his videos. And then when I'm making my own, when I started making more content, and I'm like, I could try to get in contact with other people that are in a similar niche to, see if they'd be interested in cameoing. And I made my first official Lost media video on like a Lost North and South Korean collaboration film called Empress Chong. And I was like, okay, sweet. I can. This is Lost Media related. Let me try to get in contact with this Lost Media YouTuber that I enjoyed his content. I sent them an email, very simply, and I showed them my previous and I linked to my previous video, and I told him about the idea for the next one. And he agreed. He had a very short voiceover cameo where he narrates an email that I sent to the creator to the director of the film, and see if I can hear back or something like that. I think I think that's what the cameo was, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I've seen that video. But after that, I was like, yeah, I can continue doing this, like have small voiceover cameos for people in my own niche. And then I got like if I made one video about an anime director that I really like, and so I contacted one anime YouTuber that I enjoy, and but he was very specifically Dragon Ball Z content, but he really enjoyed the videos that I make. So he was like, yo, I'm down. I'm interested in having the small cameo part. I was like, sweet, nice, and that's basically I start contacting them via email. Sometimes it's just a singular email, and they're like, yeah, we'll do this as a one-off, and then I might not be in contact afterwards. But there are some that we still like follow each other on Instagram. I try to follow everybody that I collaborate with on Insta, and so sometimes we're still in contact on Instagram afterwards. Like when I've announced that I finally hit 1,000 subs, Forgotten Relics, the YouTuber that cameoed in the anime video, he contacted me and congratulated me. Good job, man. Your content is really good. You deserve it. Like, thanks for being part of the journey and stuff like that. But yeah, the weird part is you do collaborate with a lot of folks that, in general, you don't really know who they are. You don't really know what they're like in real life. And you just like their content, and you just hope like you have a good connection with each other, and try to make something interesting. Like me and you, we don't really know each other in real life, right? Like we don't even know what the other one does daily, and how what it's like to chill with one another, or like maybe have a cup of coffee or have tea. We just know each other through through the internet and that stuff like that.
Oh no,
So
I
it's
thought we
always a little
were
bit
best
weird.
friends.
No, we can get there. We can get
I
there.
can get there.
Yeah.
You promised.
But yeah, there's always that sense, and to me at least, there's this screen in between us, so it's hard to connect for me, especially because I don't know, dude. You ever think that you might be on a specific spectrum, but you don't know as an adult how to get a diagnosis?
Okay, we can talk about this another time. It's a bit personal, but yeah, actually do.
Yeah. But yeah, I've always felt like a huge disconnect, because I could feel like a disconnect with people in real life, in person. So to add a screen to that adds a little bit more.
Yeah, I think for me it's tough because I decided to make my content in English. Now I don't really live in a French speaking place, but if I don't know, if in the future I could have imagined going back to France or Belgium, and it would have been easier to, if I made at the time, if I started making YouTube content in French, then I would have been able to go to, I don't know, like imagine like a French VidCon and stuff like this, or meet other YouTubers, local YouTubers that also make content. And if I started in French, then I would have been able to do collaboration with people in French, and I would have been able to also do, featurings like in real life. But now that I'm doing this in English and I live in Germany, and there's essentially nobody around here that does the stuff that I do also in English, then every interaction that I have with other YouTube content creators that are more or less in the same niche as me, they are all from the US. And so there's this detachment not only from a screen perspective, but also even if I wanted to meet them, if I wanted to go to some events that are organized by content creators to meet up and talk and hang out and maybe chat about possible collaborations, I can't, because I'm quite isolated from the rest of the community. I'm not saying it's a very tough stuff. I'm not very sad about it, but I'm also not very sad to be in the US right now. But in general, I just feel like my sense of community with other content creators would have been maybe more satisfying if I lived in a place where I can actually have coffee with other content creators. And yeah, and for me, I don't watch a lot of science, let's say science communication content. Maybe I've talked about this before, I'm not sure, but essentially I don't like the idea, as you say before, like everything we do is, inspired by other things, and nothing is truly original. And I feel like when I start watching other stuff, I might really like something and I will, okay, I want to implement this, or I want, like subconsciously, I don't think steal is the right word, but I might just get too inspired, and then it's not going to be truly me, and I don't want to get too influenced by other people's creations. And also I get pretty envious. Like we can talk about this in the 4 episode when we talk about frustration, but sometimes I look at the content of other people and I'm like, oh, I should have thought of that. I should have done it this way, and I will never reach this level of quality or something. And so that's why usually I don't really watch the stuff, but I've seen a few things, and sometimes I like the stuff that they do, and I've contacted a few people through Instagram or Twitter, but also there's like this Slack channel for educators online. It's called We Create Edu. And once you get in it, then they organize like meetups, online meetups, like every month or something like that. And then you can talk and you can give each other advices and tips on equipment or on thumbnail choice and everything. And the community is very, very nice, actually. And then it's a good place if you want to connect with people you want to do a collaboration with. Yeah. But in general, I think that, as you said, she's a bit of, I feel a bit isolated. And then I'm working alone in my room, and everybody else that does my same job, I don't really know them. They're also in their own bubble. And if I have to connect with them, I have to connect virtually, right? It's a special job. I don't know if there are a lot of other jobs like this. I think it's we're essentially freelance people doing their own thing, a mix of freelance and art, I guess.
Speaking about the language thing, like you live in Germany and you make content in English. I also when I was trying to desperately find somebody to cameo for my latest video on the first Arabic animated film, I very specifically wanted to find an Arabic content creator that does their content in English.
Mhm.
And but it was very difficult to find anybody in the niche. There was one channel that was media related that I used to watch, and they did a video on Space Tune, which was an old channel that used to show a lot of anime content in the MENA region, and that's how a lot of people here got into anime. So I was like, maybe I could contact them, but they haven't made a video in like 2 to 3 years or something like that. Or I said, well, not that long, but yeah, they haven't. They stopped creating content on their channel long ago. And I remembered an old review channel that was local in my country, run by a few people. And then I went to check their channel, and their channel was dead. They haven't made a video in 4 years or something like that. So I ended up contacting anybody that was a Lebanese content creator that did content in English. I think I contacted two via email. They were pretty big, so I doubted that they would reply, and they never really did. So eventually I just like, okay, this video, I already have the director being interviewed. I don't need an extra cameo. So I think I'm good for that. But yeah, finding people in your niche, specifically if your niche is so niche, it's very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the life of YouTubers. Cool. Okay. I think we went through all the points we wanted to discuss today. Unless there's anything else, then we can tease for the next episode and then call it a day.
Hey, well, next episode is gonna be our frustrations, right?
Yes. So our next episode,
I feel like in every episode we talk about. I feel like I personally talk about my frustrations in every
all
episode.
the time. It's gonna be a mashup of all the moments we talked about how frustrated we are.
Our best hits.
Repeated. Yes. Yeah, so I don't know, like last time, like the next time, I think you might be actually, unless we find more content to more stuff to talk about, I think it might be the last episode for a bit. We'd like to talk about how frustrated we are on YouTube in particular. Like the rest of our life, maybe it's a bit private.
And if we feel it's too much, of a downer episode, we don't want to end it on such a negative note. We'll make another one of our hopes and dreams.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. And yeah, so we'll talk about the algorithm going viral, making money, AI, the rise of AI. Yeah, and then maybe, who knows, maybe episode 5 we could talk about hope and dreams and like exactly what we expect, what we would like from the future. And yeah, I think it would be very cool in the future when we both have at least 1 million subscribers, which I expect is gonna happen pretty soon. We could make another video and maybe revisit all the stuff that we've been talking about and see, you know, how if we think that certain thing we thought were actually wrong about, you know, YouTube. But yeah, let's see. I think that's a solid plan. What do you think?
Sounds good. Let's do that.
Then you have a very nice rest of your day. Thank you for chatting, and I hope you people enjoyed listening to us.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.